And welcome back, everyone, to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, playing as the French. And we're getting into a bit of a battle here. So, four St. Louis class battleships, 2 light cruisers versus 3 German battleships, 7 heavy cruisers, and 15 light cruisers. Now, these light cruisers, they are kind of scary because they have a lot of 5-inch guns on them. A lot. For no other reason than, fuck it, German. So let's see what little what chicanery we can get up to. All right. So we do have +1 battery on the German battleships because of how this layout is able to be set up. We're able to have that third it'd be the Y battery on the battleships here. So we do have an advantage in firepower against their battleships. And I don't care what kind of battleship you got in this era, 9-inch gun is still going to do a lot of damage to it. So we also have plenty of secondaries on these, so these things are definitely going to have some fun with these light cruisers. And contact has been made. Oh, nice. Ooh, he did not like that. First blood to the French. And because these are 9-inch guns, they reload incredibly quickly compared to other caliber guns. So we are going to just be laying down the hate downrange. So that's going to be fun for us. Unfortunately, the enemy has smoked up, so we're going to have to wait until we can get... Ooh. It makes me very sad that we didn't hit any of those, but that would have been hilarious to watch. And as the secondaries just open up. Come on, boys. We need to start landing hits. They're coming in close. All right, let's reduce their accuracy a little bit with the smoke. Our secondaries are kind of letting us down with this light cruiser. There we go. Oh, ow. That hurt. Yeah, yeah, having a torpedo go boom is not the best day for a light cruiser, especially of these weight classes. That's another one. Oh boy, let the slaughter commence. So we're just gonna let the ships engage. We're not going to give any priority orders. We're just gonna let them engage and just let them kill. Looks like we're landing some hits back here for some reason, even though we have ships much closer. But I do not want to interrupt their fire. I just want them killing. I don't care what they're killing as long as they're killing it. Let's bring these guys around like so. Let them start just laying the HE onto the enemy battleships. The light cruisers, they're not getting within torpedo range, so that's all I care about. The armor on our battleship, our pre-dreadnoughts, is holding up, so we're doing well in that regard. We just need these 9-inch batteries just connecting shots. Getting a slight stutter every once in a while. I think I need to adjust my settings a little bit. Maybe turn down the graphics. Alright, our light cruisers are starting to get engaged on by these battleships. We need to pull back. That's another light cruiser down. Alright, so the Republic. I'm just going to call it the Republic. She's starting to take some hits, but she's holding up good. It's mostly superficial. It's another light cruiser down. And if we just keep... We can win this battle of attrition pretty easily if we just keep it up. Unfortunately, this guy... I think the Galilee is not long for this world, unfortunately, but hopefully he'll be able to hold it together long enough to disengage. Let's get smoke up. He does need to make haste away from the AO. I keep wanting to say contact area and contact area and battle space, and I'm like, oh my god, I've been playing way too much sci-fi games. Oh, okay, nice hit on the Kaiser here. So he's gonna start slowing down. He's probably gonna break formation. If we can land a few more good hits like that. Oh, rudder's jammed. Very nice. Okay, so he's in a bad spot. So that's good. Let's turn... Oh my god, I don't speak French, so I can't freaking say some of these names. Alright, this boyo, he's messed up, but he's good. He can get out of here. It's another light cruiser down, so we're putting the hurt on these light cruisers. Like, how many light cruisers is that at this point? It's another one down. Alright, so the Kaiser, he's hurt. He's definitely hurt. We just need these 9-inch connections on these cruisers. The Republic is still holding up. She's still good. She's taking a lot of fire, but she's good. Ooh, big hit on that heavy cruiser. Alright, so we're going to bring the light cruiser back around to support. Let's Prince Heinrich down. The Amazon is about to go down as well. Oh yeah, we're putting a beating with the secondaries on these. So we finish this battle up, we sink all these ships, we have effectively sunk half of the German fleet, so... The opening stages of this war not looking good for the Germans, to say the least. Yeah, superficial damage across the board, nothing major. The Republic did take a decent hit to the to their X turret, so we do need to be careful with that, because if it cooks off, that could be devastating. We do not want to lose a battleship. Alright, was he... Okay, his rudder's still jammed. I'm not... Oh my... Are you serious? Overshot. Just absolutely nailing our other light cruiser. Alright, that's another light cruiser down. Alright, so we're actually down to our battleships. These 5-inch guns on these freaking light cruisers are devastating. Like, holy crap. I was... You know, I was kind of memeing it in my head for a second. Ooh, flash fire. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno, yeah. Okay, I should stop. Yeah, and flash fires are going to be absolutely devastating on these ships because of how close, how linked together their gun batteries are. So absolutely devastating fire whenever it causes a flash fire. All right, so we're actually going to change up our strategy a little bit here. We're going to detach the St. Louis and the Republic. These two will break. You two focus on the Kaiser. We'll have these two engage here, and then we're going to have these two break, and we're going to use them to engage the cruiser swarm. Because look how close they are packed together. This is opportune moment to kill these cruisers. No. Focus fire on the Kaiser. Thank you. And then you guys start going to work. Just have them come about. And then we're just going to circle around this cruiser swarm and we're just going to kill everything. Come on. Get some good contact. Let's go. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. No dice. Alright, so the Republic is starting to take some not inconsequential fire damage, but she's still holding it up. We just need to kill some of these cruisers. Unfortunately, I like cruisers being damaged the way they were. Like, he's still got his rudder out. He's still got one of his engines out. There's nothing they can do at this point in time. All right, so we'll switch target to the front of the formation. But at this point in time, the cruiser swarm has broken off to engage the Republic and the St. Louis, leaving these two, Bretagne and Belarus to do their thing. And then we're just going to absolutely devastate these fuckers. Just lay it into them, boys. They're packed together like sardines. You're gonna hit something. Oh, absolutely devastating hits on the Kaiser Friedrich III. Absolutely devastating hits. He might go down. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, he's going down. That's first kill for our boys. Do it for mama back home. Absolutely devastating strike. Let's turn these guys in. Start focusing on these heavy cruisers here because they're still packed together like crazy. All right, first battleship blood to the French. First cruiser kill, well, to the French because we've sank so many of the poor bastards so far. I feel like I've seen this scene from somewhere, except they were speaking a dialect that was a little more southern in words. Ooh, okay. Overpins, but good hits. The Kaiser is messed up. He is not enjoying life right now. All right. And the Kaiser goes down. All right. So we do need to pursue the Worth. We cannot let him escape. Are they really down? Oh my god. They are down to 11 rounds of HE. I don't think they have a lot of ammo on these ships because that's a lot. There's no way they fired that much HE already. All right, so we're going to come in between. We should have the ability to use our other broadside of secondaries to engage the cruisers as well, so now we'll just start telling them to focus fire at this point. Yeah, I want the light cruisers dead quickly because at this point in time they're so close that the secondaries are guaranteed to hit them. As I say it, that's a 4-inch hit right there. The Prince Eugen has sunk. Ooh, very nice hit with the 9-inch. And people want to say that size don't matter. Come on. Come on. We all know the big guns are what pop them open like goddamn aluminum cans. Speaking of aluminum cans, take a drink. These 4.2-inch guns are absolutely putting in work. The rune goes down. If we just get these shots onto the Worth, just knock him out of the fight. Ooh, torpedo detonation, destroyed his rudder. Nice. Some ricochets on the 9-inch guns. Well, I guess these things do have a decent forebelt, so they're definitely going to be able to block those or ricochet those shots at range. Because what's the range? Yeah, it's 2.5 kilometers. That's definitely. Ooh, nice. Some decent shots there. Nothing critical, but decent shots. All right, that's the last enemy light cruiser down. Oh, these heavy cruisers. Oh, you poor souls. You poor souls. These 4-inch guns are actually doing it. Like, they are absolutely just gnashing at these heavy cruisers because they don't have any rear armor. And so when they turned, they put themselves in an even worse position. This is for sure the power of the 9-inch gun. Like, honestly speaking, 9-inch gun cruisers and 10-inch gun heavy cruisers, when you're in the mid game or the mid-tier tech tree, and you're getting like the heavy armored cruisers and stuff like that, definitely worth investing in some 9-inch gun heavy cruisers. If you can get once you get cruiser hulls that you can put barbettes on. They definitely do pretty good. All right, last 3. Flash fire. Big booms. So pretty to watch. Any more explosions? No more explosions. Sad. And you just look at the hits on these ships. Like, they're holding up great. Like, they haven't... Their main guns have not done anything this entire battle. Oh, wow. We are in very close proximity to the Worth over here. Lay it into them, boys. We are running low on AP for our 4-inch guns, but that's fine. Come on, let's get that nice, juicy broadside. Nothing critical, but took out a few guns there. Ooh, that's some dangerous overshot right there. We got some dangerous crossfire. Like, at this point in time, he can't have many freaking functional guns. Like, Jesus. We've just knocked gun after gun after gun. Like, at this point in time, we might actually force it to surrender to casualties. Well, unless we do that. Get a couple more of those, that'd be nice. I wonder if you heard my vape over the fucking microphone. I just thought about that. I'm like, oh wait, I'm right in front of my microphone. Can they hear that? Come on, Worth. It's over, man. Just lay down. Look at the pretty flowers. Come on. But as you can see, the 9-inch batteries on these are doing work. All right, the Worth is down. Fatality. Ooh, had a turret go pop there. Then we just finish off the York here, and they say it ain't over until the fat lady sings, but I think I hear some singing out in the distance. Oh wait, no, it's just the lamentations of the York's crew. Like, this has to be a very terrifying situation to behold. Like, you're the last cruiser of the fleet. You just watched all 3 of your battleships just get masterclassed by 4 enemy battleships while your other cruisers and you couldn't hit shit. Oh, man. It's just a bad day to be a German. Which is funny because my my German play test, which I will be following the same path that I took in my German playtest in my German campaign, which I will be starting not soon, but, you know, within the next couple months or so. And that there has to be a war crime associated with this. Oh my god. And mind you, we're playing on Legendary. Like, if I really wish that Legendary, like, the difficulty affected things more than just the income. I would kind of wish it did. It would be kind of, yeah, these kind of blowout battles are kind of just, it's almost sad in a way. It's like, oh god. Yes, so the Germans are invading the Hami, unfortunately, from Togoland, so they're 77,000 troops. We're probably going to lose the colony, which really sucks. I would like Gabon or Middle Congo to get an invasion on Cameroon. What's the situation here? Wow. What's the army logistics looking like? So we're looking at 39% for us, 40%. So we have the same logistics effectively. So, like, we should have started invading by now. It's kind of annoying. For those who don't know, actually, army logistics is affected by the number of ships that you have. I don't think it's associated with tonnage. I think it's literally just the number of ships. And the higher the number, the more troops that are able to be brought to a battle, and the faster that invasions will actually trigger. I don't know the metric for how fast invasions trigger normally, but I know that it's affected by army logistics, and they do trigger faster. All right, so we've got another 5 battleships, 7 cruisers, 8 light cruisers, 11 torpedo boats. We have another 2 battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, 6 light cruisers, and 4 torpedo boats here. But that's it for their fucking fleet. Like, they don't have much else. Like, they have 2 battleships down here, so I guess they have a bit of a task force down here. But that last battle was devastating for them. Absolutely devastating. Okay, so we got 8 months until Harvey armor, which is going to be a huge boon for these ships being able to save a bunch of weight, be able to increase the armor overall. We still got another tech before we start researching Dreadnoughts, and once we're able to get the task force upgrade, which I really hope that's what we get this first level of naval communications. If we can get that task force upgrade, that would really help. As soon as this second fleet arrives from the Mediterranean, we're gonna pull this fleet back. Oh wait, this is not the same fleet. Interesting. But this is a much bigger battle this time. So we have 5 enemy battleships and a metric fuck ton of light cruisers and heavy cruisers, along with a bunch of torpedo boats. Oh my god. So we do have to be careful of the torpedo boats here. We will try to screen for the battleships against the torpedo boats, but given the fact that we only have 2 light cruisers available, we're going to have a bit of a problem here. So hopefully everything goes well. We can still lose battles. Like, that's the thing, is like it isn't a surefire, okay, we're gonna win this. There is a high likelihood we could lose some of these engagements simply just how few ships we have. So we definitely need to be careful. So, enemy smoke to the north. Get the camera pointed that way. And then, yeah, we'll use the light cruisers to screen against the torpedo boats. And then we will... the secondary batteries on the battleships will be able to contend with the torpedo boats to a degree, but we don't want them focusing purely on the torpedo boats. We want them killing cruisers. The cruisers are actually the bigger threat. This might be kind of not understood by most players. Cruisers are the biggest threat in an enemy fleet, because even though the battleships have the big guns that can do a lot of damage when they hit, the volume of fire from cruisers tends to be what wins the battles. And so if you're in the unfortunate position where you have to engage a large concentration of cruisers like this, you could easily lose the battle. But all you got to do is, not lose your cruisers. Like, it's really just down to who can kill the first cruisers in most of these battles. Unfortunately, our light cruisers, given the the relative lacking of armor, well, actually, shit, I should compare their cruisers to ours, because we might actually have more, well, our armor is counteracted by the fact that these guys have a shit ton of frickin' 5-inch gun. That's a dead torpedo boat. That's a very dead torpedo boat. Holy Christ. He just got smacked out of fucking nowhere. They're sitting there reviewing the footage like, wait, what the fuck just happened? Oh my. Well, first blood to the French. And we're just gonna kind of let these guys engage and skirmish. Again, we'll screen with the cruisers, let the battleships do their work. And there's the entire enemy fleet. Well, not the entire fleet, just the cruisers, because we can't see the torpedo boats. All right. Come on, boys. Let's start landing some of those hits. He's coming in fast. What are you doing, bud? You're talking a lot of shit for somebody in torpedo, or almost in torpedo range, I should say. Like, that's the thing, is we got 4 torpedo tubes on the broadside. Like, he's literally running face first into our torpedo tubes. Like, this is going to be kind of funny. Yeet. And misses. Maybe. Nope. Oh, that hurt. Yeah, no, you're done, boy. You're done. You're done. You're not having a good day. If the other torpedo hadn't detonated prematurely, that would have been an insta kill. He would have flooded out very, very, very much faster. But yep, nope. You're done. All right, so again, we're just gonna screen for right now. We're gonna let the battleships work over these heavy cruisers and any torpedo boats that try to rush towards the line. We'll just kill bit by bit. Our battleship accuracy is not too bad. We're getting hits, but we got a bunch of ricochets there. The Mecklenburg is strong. Secretly a Russian ship made of stalinium. All right, so this torpedo boat's coming in hot. He's like, swiggity swooty, I'm coming for that booty. And then all of a sudden there's 2 light cruisers. Like, excuse me? You shall not pass, bitch. Ooh, nice flood on the Mecklenburg. Okay, well, apparently it was not made of stalinium. Russian bias has left the building. Wait, they're not Russians. It's actually kind of funny. Speaking of War Thunder, World of Tanks, and whatnot, I used to be an avid player of those 2 games, and it was always funny listening to people bitch about the whole Russian bias thing. You know, I like the meme. I don't give a fuck for the argument, because the argument doesn't make sense. And the reason why is because the Russian vehicles, a lot of people don't give the Russians enough credit. They had very advanced vehicle designs going into the later part of World War II, along with the post-war era. Like the T-55, for example, the T-54-55, because there were 2 iterations, was probably one of the most advanced ships of its era, or ships. Sorry. One of the most advanced tanks of its time, like, period, end of story. And it's like the hull is still used by a lot of countries. They've done modernization programs to the hull design. And while it's not like the king shit that it used to be, it's still competent as a a weapons platform. It's just really sad to, listen to people like complain and bitch about, shit. It's like, well, do you actually know anything about the designs? It's kind of like when people bitch and whine and cry, oh no, Mr. Torpedo Boat. Oh, you lucky son of a bitch, you. Okay, can we stop the flood? All right, let's go ahead and have him pull away. Let's see if they pump the water out. If they're able to pump the water and get the engine back up and running, that'd be great, but don't know if they'll be able to. All right, let's look at the main fleet. We really do want to kill these battleships. Try to reduce the overall tonnage of the German fleet as much as possible. Now, you might be asking, why did I not avoid that torpedo? I just didn't care. It's like, whatever. Alright, so, well, I do care about this one. Let's let my ship dump torps and then start pulling away. Alright. Oh my god! I think he's dead, boys. Holy shit. How many torpedoes did he eat there? Holy fuck. Oh, and he's just cooking off. Jesus. Poor bastard. Like, that's... Oh, so, here's the thing. This small of a boat, that would have ripped that literally in half. Alright, let's bring him back in. So, we're just kind of trying to get into effective engagement range with the enemy fleet. For some reason, their fleet is just not really wanting to engage. I don't know why they're playing so conservatively. It's kind of giving me the advantage. I should... I'm going to, even though I want to fight the battleships, I'm going to pull this way with my battleships. Yeah, because I should kill these heavy cruisers over here. Even though it'd be very fun to kill battleships. Reducing the cruiser number means a safer battle. Actually, another speaking of tanks, another tank design that's actually quite... Oh my god, I just realized what time it is on the video. Fuck. Shit. I don't like running videos this long, but I'm going to. But another tank design that's actually like very slept on is the M60. You know, originally birthed as the M48, which then became the M60 later on. A very competent design. A lot of people shit on it because it a lot of perceived failings with the design because of the a lot of people complained that it was too heavy, didn't move well enough for what it was supposed to be. There was a lot of complaints about the overall performance of the vehicle in certain conditions, so on and so forth. But a lot of those issues were actually solved by other nations. So like the Turks, I forget what the model of M60 is called that they use, but they bought a lot of M60s back in the day, and they put them through a modernization program that basically turned them into some of the most competent medium main battle tanks in the world. The Israelis have another version as well that is in similar vein as the Turkish one, which is quite competent. A lot more competent than the Merkava, apparently. We're not going to really get into it, but shit. I've seen some very, very, very shit videos of the Merkava within the past few years. Not like the current shit that's going on. You know, I've got my own opinions about that. But the Merkava and the Leopard as well. Mind you, the Leopard being used by the Turks is in the same region. The Merkava and the Leopard really not performing to any competent degree within the past few years. Like, I don't know what it is, maybe training issues or whatever, but very, very scary levels of just not performing. And it you have to understand, these are tanks that have had years of development and years of upgrades and stuff, and it's just like, you guys good? You what's going on? It's just one of those things where it's like, Now a tank that impressed me, because I'd always heard just bad things about it, was the T80. The T80, a lot of people don't like it because of its performance issues. That's the things I've heard from Russian commentators on it was that it had poor performance. The power plant wasn't able to really get the tank moving in the way that they wanted it to. But what I learned over the course of the past few years was actually the power plant for the T80 was fine for the conditions that it was meant to operate in. A lot of people have used the T80 in conditions that it wasn't really designed for. It was designed for cold. Like, it was designed to operate in cold regions. And when operating in those regions, it performs very admirably. Now, of course, the Russians right now are working on it's the T90M. No, not. Yes, the T90M. Which is supposed to kind of be, okay, let's take the performance of the T72, let's take the performance of the T80, let's find a sweet spot in the middle. The T72 can basically operate anywhere that isn't cold. The T80 can operate anywhere where it's cold. Like, how can we get a good... Ooh, nice hit. How can we get a good melody going of those two things? And seeing the performance data for the T90M within the recent kerfuffle, quite good, apparently. So kudos to the Russians for being able to design a pretty competent main battle tank overall. What other tanks are what other tanks could I talk about? I'm playing a warship game, just kind of here, hunting down cruisers, and I'm talking about tanks. I like tanks. And it's actually kind of funny because you might be wondering, like, what's my knowledge on warships? It's actually very little, funny enough. I know more, actually, funny enough, about the Age of Sail than I do know about this era. That's actually what kind of got me into this, was kind of researching this era a little bit and starting to get an understanding of this era a lot more. And, like, holy shit, like, things were weird. Like, this design right here, the ironclad style battleships, these were 10 years out of date by the time that most of them were built. The French really just they were behind a lot in their overall design philosophy. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and end the battle here. Good engagement for us. Like, we killed a bunch of their cruisers, almost all their heavy cruisers, actually. There was only one heavy cruiser that came out of that battle. So good little engagement for us. And we'll just go like that. But yeah, no, the Brits were fucking spades ahead of everybody else. The same thing with the Italians. The Italians and a lot of people actually don't know this. You'll actually see a little pop-up in the loading screens talking about the Italian ship designer that spurred the development of Dreadnoughts. The Italians couldn't afford to build the ship that, like, the Italians would have had the first Dreadnought in the world. But the Italian government couldn't afford the shipbuilding program, and the Brits looked at what he published and they're like, holy shit, this guy's brilliant. and then proceeded to follow his writings, and then proceed to build the HMS Dreadnought. But yeah, the French, like in overall naval design, were quite behind at this point in time. The same thing with the Spanish, which is kind of reasonable given the state that Spain was in during this time period, and several other things like the Austrians, actually, funny enough, had a really weird like coastal defense ship that was supposed to be their battleship. And it had literally a forward gun battery and some secondaries and nothing else. It was a very, very rough design that was kind of just meant to be a stopgap. And the Austrians never really got to the point where they were competing on the seas, even though the Austrians desperately wanted to. They were trying desperately to get into the game, but they just couldn't. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tie up the video here. Thank you for listening to my ramblings about tanks and whatnot, and watching me just obliterate a bunch of German cruisers. Hopefully we'll be able to... we're going to end up having to send forces down here to clean up the German colonies, unfortunately, because my army... The Department of the Army is not doing their job. So... I say that, and they're absolutely slaughtering Germans on the Western Front here. So, I guess they're doing something. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.